This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Then you will remain silent until further instructed.
Confirmed.
If you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question.
Korak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is virtually infinite. My secondary ability is to logically process that knowledge and make accurate predictions. Instructions are not needed if commands are succinct. That is better. Our relationship will be best served if your statements are free of ambiguity.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error.
I am checking. Kindly wait. I have the information you require. The art of leadership is delegation. I must assume that your request is a frivolous one.
Howdy doody! How the devil are you all? Trust you're all okay. We have some activity. So, what's it all about tonight? Progress! Major progress. It's alive. It lives. It's like a Frankenstein monster just been given the energy it needs to awaken. It's alive. It's alive. So, certain amount of success. Let's talk about the score. We scored. Let's just change band a minute. What the hell was that?
My pleasure, Sugar 51 Denmark Extra.
Anyway, so let's see what we've scored today. Well, we can't see the one, it's too big to bring in here, but anyway, maybe I can show you what it is. So here we go. So what did we score today from the charity shop? We scored a bag of what is this? Nylon round spacer washers, 300 pack. Some little tiny spacers. They'll come in for PCB mounting, I suppose. Anyway, let's put them away. Alright. What else did we score? Let's see if I can find one. Let's show you what we scored. CW52P. Okay. Alright. So we scored something. What did we score? Let's try to find one. Trying to find the same model. That looks like it. No, that's the wrong model. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can never find the right one, can you? Right. Okay. Let's see if we can find it on this website. Cookies, go away, cookies. Cookie Monster. What are we looking at? Well. So we scored a smashed up water chiller today. A smashed up one. But it's fully working. Fully working. Yeah, this is the one. Almost. Wrong legend. No more pictures. Oh. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. It's a different legend on it now, but yeah, that's the one. And this is surprisingly bigger than it looks. They ought to put a person next to this, or a cup, or a known object size. Now this is huge. Anyway, you can lift it. So, that's what I scored today. You'll never guess how much it was. £70. Brand new, but smashed. All the corners. Smashed, smashed. Twisted and bent. All fully working now. A couple of feet missing on the bottom. Anyway. So we've sorted out the chilling problem, and we sorted out this pump is now superfluous. Don't need the pump. We don't need a water tank reservoir. We don't really need to switch it from the front anymore, so that button's going to have to be converted for something else. So let's just have a look. What are we going to do with the something else? Yes, also went ahead and put some angle brackets here. Put some angle brackets here so I could move the whole thing forward to clear the wiring sticking out. So I put two angle brackets, I mounted it, and it needs to have a cover over the top or something. Okay, sort it out. It's not like a CNC router. My CNC router, it starts limits from left front. It goes up. The bed is longer going up than it is across. But you can't, with a CNC router, it doesn't really matter where you start from. But it matters on a laser because you need to be homed, really. You need to be homed nearest where the mirrors are closest together, right? Because that's where you got the most accuracy. So if you want to be all the way over here, cutting a panel, just a small panel here. That mirror is going to be right up here, this one's going to be right over there. Any tiny margin of error will be exaggerated over this end. So it makes sense to cut it over this end. Now the problem is, when you're on your laser Gerbil software, or your Lightburn, don't know about Lightburn yet, got it working with laser Gerbil at the minute. You're wanting to cut from here, but because your XY is there and it wants to move forward to go up the screen, and it wants to go to the right to go across the screen, which is right. No, it wants to go the other way, sorry. It wants to go right. Imagine this is turned around like this. It's almost like this is the front. So to cut it, that's yours homing position, when I'm used to being homed over here, really. But like I say, you don't want to be homed you want to be homed where all your mirrors are close together, not when they're spread apart. So, if I want to cut an item that's, say it's about that big, the area I'm cutting, if I start there, it's going to go up, and then as soon as it tries to go across, it's going to hit the home limit. So you've got to first travel, you've got to make you've got your machine coordinates of home, and then you've got your work material start coordinates. So you need to offset it wherever you want. Ideally, you'd place it on, and the furthest most right part of your cutting area wants to be sort of down here. So you wouldn't put it over here, and you wouldn't cut it over there. You could cut it over there, depends how accurate you're going to be, but doesn't matter how good you align it up, the further away you get, the more margin for error. Anyway, I was having stall conditions and all sorts on the real thing here, but that's before I changed any of the settings in the Gerbil settings. So I sorted it all out. I did lubricate as well the wheels, don't know if that made much of a difference, and the drag chain, lubricated it, and I've turned it round now because I was about to do some more wiring, but we can turn it back again, and we can run up the software, and I can show you running a piece. The laser at the minute is not lined up. It's not going to be cutting with the laser, it's just going to be making the motion. Alright, oh, there you go, Father's Day card off the daughter, very nice. Marks and Spencer's. That's Father's Day today. And some of the money the daughter gave me for Father's Day has gone over to pay for my industrial chiller. I'll put that somewhere for a bit. Right, let's get this great big thing round. Let's try and turn it round. So we can see it from the front. Now, before we do that, we've got to plug in the power. Plug in power. I should have done that first. Let's just do it now.
Okay, fine. Thanks for good report. Also in me, QSB on your signal.
So we've got power, we're going to need the lead. Yeah, it's still got all sorts of stuff balancing on it, hasn't it? That's it. It's not going to fire up. So let's get a laptop on the go. I've dropped this laptop twice now because I've had it teetering on here, and twice I've knocked it, well, swung my chair around, knocked this, and it's dropped on the floor twice. Still survived though. Right, let's get this open. Okay, let's go like that. Yeah, it's up teetering. So we got, you can't see that, so let's put it somewhere else. So anyway, it should be charged up, so I'll just unplug the charge lead. That's better. Right, so let's switch him on. So I'm going to have to make some covers for this. I've just got it fastened for now, but I'm going to have to put a cover over the top. I've lined it flush there. This one sticks out a bit. I've got to get maybe a bit of plastic, opaque plastic, to put over there in the bottom. Alright. So we're going to have an extra switch now. So there's no water pump anymore. The air extract and air assist, but there's no water pump. So what I might do with that I might put it to override. I have to change it then. Anyway, let's plug in. Let's switch him on. No, I've got to switch on over here first. Now switch on. So we're on. Run the laser Gerbil. I'm just using laser Gerbil for now. I'm going to set it up for both, but I was just doing. It's got bigger controls for testing and stuff. So, alright, let's connect to it. So we connected a load of file. A load of G-code file. Right. So this is basically the front panel. This is G-code from the CNC router, but I've told it it's laser as well. And I've redone it and sped up the speed and all sorts. So now that should cut from where it is at the minute. You can't see it, so what I'll do is I'll get a camera on the go. Plug a camera in as well, get you a bit closer. Right, let's get you a bit closer. Right, let's get this camera on the go. Hello, camera. Right, you'll go blank for a bit. Hang on, roaming cam. Just got to deactivate and activate it. Hello. Right. So, actually, I might be able to put that on there. Yeah. Might be able to put it on there like that. What's that like? Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? Well, you can't see that, can you? Hang on. Oh, yes, you can, but you can't see me. That's okay. Does it matter if you can't see me? I don't think so, no. Anyway, you could do with seeing me, but anyway. I wonder if I can put... Nah, I'll leave that. Right. So, I'm going to run it up now. Here we go. Here goes nothing. It's counting down. Oh, doesn't like something. Detected some problem with your board. Machine alarm. Right, so I've got to do a reset. And unlock it. Let's try and move it forward. Oh, it's moving forward and it's moving. No. I think it's... Tell you what I'll do, I'll home the limits. Ready? Let's home the limits. Let's home the limits. So it's home the one. It'll do its little juggle in a minute. It'll juggle it, it'll hit the other limit, and then it'll come forward a bit.
November 3 Charlie Oscar Juliet.
Yeah, so it's finished that. So what I'll do is I'll bring it over. Yeah, because I'm going left, but because imagine it's trying to follow the screen. You could do with seeing this, couldn't you? Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Back in a second. Right, sorry about that. So, yeah, let's get back on this. I could do with seeing what I'm doing here as well, couldn't you? Really? Anyway, I'll start it off from here, then I'll zoom in once it's running. So, let's see if it'll run. Start from the beginning. Okay. Good. Live demo doesn't work. Machine alarm. Repeat or go, but that's problem executing job calls. This situation might be multiple. I don't know. I don't know. Tell you what I'll do. I'll set 0 where it is. What have I done? I've powered it on. It's lit up, so buffer's full. That's weird, isn't it? Let's stop that running. Abort the job, yes. Right. Set 0 point. Oh, it's not stopped it. What's going on? Abort the program. This is weird. It seems to have crashed. Live demo. Live demo. You can't. If you ever want to try something and it's working fine, just do a live demo of it. It'll be sure not to work. Right, so I'll connect to it. So it's plugged in. I'll connect it to it. Right, I'll do that. I'll load in. Right, I'll load in a file. Right, there's the file, which worked perfectly right yesterday. I'll set 0. Right, okay. And I'll press play.
Okay, don't tell me about
Is it going to run?
I was checking any single of it. And,
yeah, running now.
that's why I'm here,
Can you believe this rubbish, huh?
you have nothing to do on upper
Right, let's go on to rounding cam. Here we go. It's basically cutting out this thing. And it's quite slow. It's quite slow because I'm cutting plastic after all. I don't care if it's slow. It's going to cut through 6mm of plastic, so if it might have some tinks at it faster, but then it was doing twice the distance. I had to step the steps per millimetre and all sorts of stuff. Alright, you can see it there. The cursor's going round. And the thing's moving. It's all in reverse, so that is like the other way around like that. And it's smooth. Very smooth. Let's zoom in again. Like that if I go on one of these. Oops. Got it on there. Oh, there's a better angle. You can see it moving while the thing's moving.
Okay, very good. Well, transmission is okay, no problem. Modulation is okay. The signal is okay, except those gap between transmitter and receiver. That's annoying, so you need to fix. But anyway, good modulation. So
the air assist isn't on yet. Not the laser.
That's 4 Echo Mike 7 in trace.
And I've aligned the laser up. I haven't tried the laser at the minute.
Okay, 7 in trace. See you later. I'm sure 51 Denmark.
It's not jamming now, and it's not missing. It's not, you know, doing exactly what it says. It's all in reverse, though. Just the way it is. You've got to translate that, what you're doing on the screen, 10 euro around the back of it. So if you're around the back of it looking down, that's finished. Right, anyway, let's get rid of shaky cam. Get rid of shaky cam. Alright then. Anyway, yeah, it's all mad, isn't it? Mad. Right, anyway, so the reason it was jamming up before is because I hadn't got the steps for millimetre right, and it was trying to shoot off super fast, and so it slowed it down. For my scenario, I guess it's going to cut that slow anyway, so I don't really care. I'll just home it from where it is now. Here, I'm just going to home it. I'll click on the homing, and here we home it. Ready? There you go. So it's quite slow, isn't it? I think it's because I've got the manual holding. I don't know, but like I say, it'll probably need to be that slow to cut through the plastic anyway, so I don't really care. I don't want any fast jolting around, like I don't need it. But if it's laser engraving, that'll be a different story. Yeah, so it works alright. Oh, you can jog it as well. Yeah, let's jog it. The jog speed's right up. You go higher. No. Let's do. Alright, so let's you can do something like this. We can bring it all the way over. It's quite slick, but it's a bit slow. I've got to try to work out the speed, but if I alter the speed, it does more. It travels twice the distance that it's supposed to from the G code. So we've got to fit the air assist yet. Oh, it's actually stalled there. Right, I'll home it now, ready? We'll home it back again. Yeah, it's alright. Nice and smooth. It's on a 132 step, it's on, whatever that is. So it's nice and smooth with not too much juddering and jumping. So anyway, I was just thinking I've got to get the laser set up next. Got the CW. Yeah, got the CW. Alright, so we've got the they got this laser yeah, I forgot what they call it now. So we've got I picked one of these up, quite big, works well. That's the same kind of model. They're about 500-600 quid in the UK, but it's all smashed, but it all works. It's been dropped and banged and all sorts. So anyway, I picked that up, so I can eliminate the. Don't need a water pump anymore. I don't need a reservoir, and I probably don't need a physical thing to watch the water spinning. It's got alarms on it and everything. You even got a lot of normally closed or normally open output on the back. You can wire to an input or a door switch. So if it goes into alarm, it'll switch it off. So begs the question: what are we going to do with? What are we going to do with the water pump switch? Now I could wire it up to switch the water. Well, it won't be water pump; it'll be chiller. So air assist, air extract. So laser on, test fire. So I found out the test fire has to go to your power supply inputs. Is it K plus and K1, K minus and K plus. So what you can do is if you got a changeover switch, Now that test fire, that's a changeover switch. So these are just push to make. This is push to break, push to make. Common, normally open, and normally closed. So you could wire, go into manual, where you disconnect your pulse width modulation power control from your PCB, your mini Gerbil or whatever you're using, and then when you switch over, you can bring in the pot that goes to the input on the power supply. Then you can have a manual control. You know, so if you want to override the G-code's power rate setting, rather than go back and modify your G-code, you probably could just switch it over into manual and then turn this knob. So the only thing for that to happen, these are only two single pole changeover. It's no good. You need, and plus it's mains rated for the neon, so you have to put a switch in its place that's DC, and you probably might not need to see it lit up. You can sort of remember which position it's in. So there is that. So you can have controlled from the software or controlled yourself. Obviously, if that's going that slow and it's burning straight through it, you can turn the power down, or if it needs to turn the power up, you can do it. So anyway, that's it. So I was going to strap the water pump on top somewhere, and then have a reservoir. Then I'd have to got that great big encapsulated power supply. That would have had to be bolted in there somewhere, so I don't have to do all that now. And I didn't want to buy a CW3000 because it's just cooling to ambient temperature in the room. I wanted to chill it down to 11 or 18. Some people say 18, I've heard 11. Probably 18's okay, I don't know. So I've got limits on, the limits are working. Test fire, I've got the wire up yet. Laser is wired up, but it's switched off, so we don't get no laser going on. Air assist, we haven't got that on yet. I've got some pneumatic pipe, actually, thinner pipe. I haven't brought it back yet. So I don't know whether to take the thick pipe out, which is water, probably irrigation pipe, and put the pneumatic pipe in instead. Probably will, because it bends a lot easier. What else we got? I watched a video on aligning the mirrors. Good way of doing it. Makes more sense to do it the way I saw a video. So anyway, let's run it again. Let's see if we can run it again. Oh, let's get it over here first.
Okay, have to drink back and enjoy the port route then. Goodbye, thank you.
Give it some space. So what you got to do is, the homing limits are not much use really. Because you might as well just start it off wherever you want. Just bring it forward. So it's buffered. Alright, I must have buffered it like hell. There you are. Oh, it's alright, it started to catch up. Yeah, I was moving 50. I clicked it loads of times. Right, so you could do that, you could set 0 there and run the program and see what happens. Let's put it onto the roaming cam. Yeah, might as well let that run in the background. So that's basically, you could cut there. So it's running alright. It's running okay. Now, if you was doing engraving, you want it fast. Now that I've set in the G code to be something like 4,000 something, but it must have exceeded, and it's. I'm gonna have to look into that. I have to look into that a bit to find out what how to speed it up. It is a bit slow, but like I say, if I alter the steps per millimeter for $100 and $101 are set to 80 at the minute, and that gets. I put a ruler on top of the gantry, and it's about right for the. If I move it 100 mil, it's about 100 mil it moves. If I put it on 157, $100 and $101. If I put it on 157, it moves quicker, but it travels twice the distance. So I don't quite know what I'm doing, but anyway, I've got it in a position where it can be used. Let's just turn it off. Let's see, is anyone on another band? Yeah, so, oh yeah, it's carrying on. See, it hasn't jammed or nothing. And it's doing alright. So the belt just sort of sits on top of the gantry. So the next thing is to finish wiring it up. That's just finished. Finish wiring it up, and so the next thing is just to finish wiring it up. I should give you a close up of this thing as well. Why not? Hang on. Right, so you've got a close up of this. So I've just basically got some aluminium and clamped it in either side, like that. Trying to make a box out of it. I've got to do the lid and the top yet, but the wiring is somewhat clear, so it's got a bit of mains stuff going on here. So if I bring the gantry, if I just keep bringing it over here, it'll come all the way up. It's quite a huge area. I've set the soft limits as well. Right, I'll just set it to go to home anyway. There you go, put it onto home. It's running alright. It's running around. Yes, there's some more tweaks to do, but finish wire, there's all sorts to do. But the homing, I think, on my CNC, you home it once, and then when you close the program, it remembers where it left off. With this, it seems to forget that, so I don't quite know why. It's different lot going on. There's a hole in the curtain over there. Well, see that hole in the curtain? That's where the laser fired up all on its own. Burnt the curtain. Yeah, right there. Right, okay. Alright then. Anyway, so like I say, I've got to put some covers over there and underneath. I might even put a piece of plastic in here, and a cut out just for the wires to come through there. And I haven't modelled the trunk in yet, so I've got to model the trunk in and the control panel. Laser tube seems to work okay. So yeah, it's doing alright. So it's got to line the mirrors. So what is the next thing? Finish wiring it up. Trim the wires. So finish all the wires off because they're just hanging there like that at the minute. There you go. Yeah, they're just hanging there like that. So I've got to trim them all, fasten those connectors in place, all those connectors somewhere. But I don't need the power supply now or the water pump. So, and then it can concentrate. The first job it's got is to cut its own panels. They're running here with the doors. That's the first job it's got to do. Alright then. So anyway, that is really it. I've got the industrial water chiller I wanted for cheap, very cheap. Works okay, I've tested it, it's all smashed. Once the cover's taken off and straightening all the bits, looks like it's been in the back of a van or something, damaged in transit. But anyway, it still works, it'll do the trick. Luckily enough for me. That's it really, I ain't got no more. I modified my chop saw so I could get the 80mm material in, just about got it in. Managed to chop these two pieces in it, so I was lucky. Just to manage to get it. So anyway, I've sorted a few problems out. So I can take the pump off and that power supply, put it away. That pump's actually off my CNC. And this probably is going to go down next to the CNC. And I was wondering, that's got a spindle that's water cooled as well, which I don't really use, but potentially that cooler could run through both systems. It could basically run through both, but probably won't do that, but so I don't really use the water cooling on it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's all I've got really for today. I'm very tired, so yeah. But I spent all day yesterday with ChatGPT trying to get all the settings homed in. No pun intended. And we decided, yes, so really what you're seeing it from the back. With the software, you're seeing it from the back. When it wants to cut, you can't start from there and cut because it wants to go that way. So you've got to give yourself some clearance, wherever the width of the part, and then do it. So you've got to take that into account. Whether you always have to do that, I don't know. Unless you cut it in reverse, then turn the piece over. You could do it, but then your screen would be showing you a rectangle cutting that way, but then this thing would want to cut this way. So, and I want to be able to CNC. See, if I use anodized aluminium, I want it mill it out, but before that I want to use the same code to laser engrave the text on it. Then I want to transfer it over to the CNC to cut any parts out, holes for switches and things. So I've got to make these two, this Chinese CNC6040 and this custom K40 inspired thing. Now you can change it, but probably you don't want to be cutting by default up here, away with all the mirrors stretched out. You want to be cutting for your accuracy down here. Yes, it should be theoretically possible to cut it all, or maybe it doesn't matter. It depends on your alignment. Obviously there'll be some loss over here, a bit of loss of power maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Depends how good the mirrors are. And this panel, I might do the same what I've done over here, fetch that out like that. This idea of putting it in the groove but it's loose, it's a bad idea, because when you plug in and connect it's trying to move with it. So I'd probably bring that out onto some brackets just to cover it up. Not too far though, just enough, because I want to be able to push this flush. But having said that, you've got your front pass through, and your rear pass through. So you need some space to be able to push it through the rear. So there is that to it as well. Anyway, I think that's it. What have I been going? 46 minutes. I can't think of anything else at the minute. So I'll need to get the test fire wired up. Decide what I'm going to do about this water pump. Whether that switches the chiller on or not. Don't really. It's quite a powerful thing, the chiller. You don't really want to switch it through a small 1 mil panel wire. You don't want to be doing that really. But I think we need to. The test fire doesn't need that kind of switch. So whether I can swap this out. Yeah. Oh, there's all the wiring for the LEDs to wire as well. So laser on. Obviously, you'll need to put one side of the LED to plus, and when actually it's test fire that did that, didn't it? So laser on. When you've got it in, it just needs to light it up. So you're basically. You might need a relay for that then, if that's just a single pole connection. Probably need to activate a relay. So there might need to be a few relays on a board somewhere. Unless one of the outputs can switch an LED on to say laser on, it should be able to. Because an LED lights up when the laser's on. It holds the power supply L. Not the L, is it? The laser enable, or LO, laser output, holds it low. So as long as you put your plus, yeah. No, you want that one to light up whenever it outputs the laser, but when you switch this on to enable the laser, I mean you can see it's dented in anyway, it's indented, but you got an LED on it, you might as well light it up to say. So you'd have to basically use, don't know how you do it really, because laser on, it's laser enable, not laser on. You're not putting the laser on, you're allowing the software to switch it on. This doesn't switch the laser on. So yeah, there's different ways of wiring it. A lot of different ways of wiring it. So I've wired it to connect the laser LO or laser output. It connects the pin through to the mini Gerbil signal to say switch, telling the power supply to switch the laser on. So with that out, it's telling it to switch it on, but the connection's not getting to the power supply because I've broke the connection basically. Only when it's in is it made. So, and if you're going to operate an LED from it, like test fire, if you want the LED every time the mini Gerbil switches. Every time it switches on the laser enable to the power supply, which is basically saying switch on the laser when it drags it low. So you need to, that LED then can work off that, but you'll need to probably have a diode, a transistor, to, so you're not drawing the switch away. I'm not sure, I'm going to have a look at it, but you could put a BC337 or something similar, and NPN transistor, and then you wire the collector to 5 volts or 12 volts, whatever it needs to be, the base signal through a resistor, fed from the test fire. We'll have to have a look at it. There's so many different ways of doing it. We'll have to try and find out what is the what they call it, best practice for it. See which is the best practice for doing it. But ultimately, if you wanted to, you could use these to switch relays. Some relays that have got either 2-pole changeover or even 4-pole changeover, and then you could hardwire everything you want, regardless of trying to not overload some of the outputs. So anyway, there's a bit of juggling around to do. Be nice to control the milliamps from this. So that's your direct cathode laser output in milliamps, and you've got your pulse width modulation here. Oh, yeah, so you'd have to feed that. Yeah, there's so much to it. Just have to do bit by bit, really, get there in the end, you know, get around the end. So at some point they've got to create some G-code for some plastic covers for this, and the in bit there to stop, just to keep it sealed from the smoke, basically. And this will have to make its own covers. We've got a lot to do. We've got progress, but we've got a lot to do. Managed to move it smoothly. It's moving slow though. It is slow, but it's moving the right distance. So gonna have to look at that a bit more in detail. I've exhausted ChatGPT on the subject, so I'm gonna have to watch a few more videos, see if anyone's got a similar problem. I've done nothing with this bed of nails yet. That'll have to be CNC'd. Basically it's just there to provide, when I put the sheet of plastic through there and out there, it'll hold it there, but it'll sag just a bit, so these have to hold it upright. That's all it's for. And maybe if you're cutting something out, there's probably not enough there, but not enough there. Not enough. Right, anyway, I've got to go and do something, like watch TV for a bit. So I can't think of anything else for now. So yeah, big part of the day was the industrial water chiller. Very lucky on that one. I had to travel about 40 miles each way to go and get it. But definitely worth getting for £70. Right, anyway, that's the end of it for tonight, and I'll catch you all on the next one. I've got nothing else to show you. So that is it. Bye for now, thanks for watching. So, major progress, got it running, still more to do. So there's likely to be a few more of these, probably up to 50, maybe, don't know. That's almost as many as the case, the plastic case. It's alive, yeah, it's sort of alive. It's an inanimate object that's now be able to move around, yeah. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm off out of here. Bye bye, thanks for watching, have a good night, and see you all soon.
This constitutes all available data. That information is not available.
Korak, what are your limits?
They have not yet been defined. My knowledge is that is better. Our relationship will be best served if your statements are free of ambiguity.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. I have the information you require.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
Only by computer could they be calculated and for the first time pictorially described.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
I am closing down. I have much to do. You have engaged my circuits on your petty affairs for far too long.
You will be advised when full function is restored.